Claudine is probably the best placed person to break you out of your shell and to show you a new direction in terms of like what you are capable of achieving. So yeah, I highly recommend working with her. And if you do have the opportunity, jump in with both feet.
Comedy and improv also makes you a better presenter, better speaker, a better listener. I think it makes you a better human altogether. And I think I'm a miserable human without it for so long.
Like love isn't always a big thing that is spoken about when it comes to entrepreneurs and managerial things and go-getters and all that stuff. But love is possibly Claudine's biggest quality. She's got so much love in everything she does, and a high skill, high aptitude for improv, and a high there's this care in her heart where she cares about others. So some people in the performance world, it's a tough game, and so you tend to focus on where you're at, where she has enough heart to climb out of her own skin and to really care about where you're at and walk the journey with you. Hey man, she's gonna give you super skills. It's gonna be a wonderful journey. It's gonna kick ass, and you're gonna grow as a performer. If you're not a performer, you're gonna learn skills. You're gonna become a performer. You're gonna learn great improv skills with Claudine. I highly recommend it. She's awesome.
A lot of confidence, like it's brought out a lot of the characteristics that have always been deep inside of me.
That has been my journey from a timid engineer, hiding behind the scenes and just simply looking at life through the... And instead, I get to tell my story in front of the camera.
She's the secret weapon behind countless comedic successes. A master of improv, a guru of connection, and a champion for authentic self-expression. Get ready to experience the transformative power of Claudine Ullman!
Ladies, gents, hello, what's going on with my screen? Yay, I'm here. You're here. Sam, hello. Alex, Lulu, Stephanie, Jane, the power crew, we're on Facebook. I am pumped, amped, ready to change some lives today. I hope you guys are pumped, amped, and ready to change your own bloody lives, because this session is going to be power, power, power. If you've missed out on Monday and Tuesday, no worries. The recordings are up for 24 hours. After that, they go down, and replays are available only on VIP. Where we are going to go nice and deep and delve deeper. So if you really want to get the most out of these sessions, Angel Doves, upgrade today. Okay, that's enough of the VIP punt. Angels, hello. Good morning. Give me a how's it, Claudine? How are you? What's going down? Something in the comments that let me know that you're alive, you're here, you're with me. Oh, I've got a mic on. Who's got their mic on?
Oh, it's me.
Oh, hi. Hi, Gorge. Hi, Jane. So we're going to start, Angel Doves. I just want to ask you guys, how many of you have ever felt like you're creating content, but no one is really watching or caring or commenting or giving you those likes or those loves? Give me a me. How many of you have had someone say, look, you're funny, but I didn't even know you did a comedy? Give me a me, okay? How many of you wish you had people who are actually showing up for your work, sharing your work, cheering you on, and buying from you regularly? Can I get a ka-ching, ka-ching, me? Yes, yes, in the comments. Thank you. Beautiful. So Angel Doves, you're all with me, all on the same page. Today we are dealing with, I like to call it the sexy step in our process, in my comedy cash flow process, because it is probably the step that like just resonates with me the most in terms of connection and bringing other people on board. And this is community. Creating adoring fans. I'm talking about building a new tribe in a new town. That's what I'm personally doing. Okay. But having people who know, like, and trust you, and who keep coming back for more and more and more. So if that sounds like something that is good to you, give me a hell yes. I'm here. Wavy wave. Thanks, Sam. Sam's with me. Lulu, that was a bit late, but good. Okay. So let's do a quick recap for those people who weren't here. Day one, we uncovered, okay, that the comedy cash flow method is the easiest, simplest, funnest way to turn your creativity into income. Okay, we went over the overall structure and we learned how to claim our identity. In day two, we learned how to shape your character. I'm talking about stepping into the highest version of yourself, your comedic brand, your archetype, the you that makes you so good at you that you cannot be ignored. And today, Angel Doves, we build audience. I'm talking about the people who ride with you, the people who refer to you, and the people who keep showing up. So if you are ready, give me a hell yes, let's go. Gorgeous. I am so happy that I'm the only one who has had coffee this morning. This is fantastic. Okay, so we're talking today about converting eyes into fans and building community. Visibility without connection is a vanity metric. True influence is built through community, not just content. You can have 5,000 million fulfilling pieces of content out there on the internet, and if you have not showed up authentically as who you are and put content out that really allows you to show up and stand out and stand up, it's just content. It's just content. If it doesn't build community, it's just content. Okay, so under the community section of my comedy cash flow framework, I want you to adopt my 3-step framework for creating community. This is called the fan model. Sam, are you taking notes? I hope so. Okay, Steph, you with me, babes? Good. Okay, so step one of the fan model is to find your people. The F is find your people. How many of you have been creating content and you feel like you are shouting into a void? Like no one is responding, and if you are attracting humans, they seem to be trolls or randos, and you are like getting excited over one like. Okay? I want you to step into a world where you find your people and you magnetically attract aligned humans who understand your vision, understand your mission. Oh, look, it's raised my hand. Put my hand down. Put my hand down. Okay? Humans who get your humor, who share your values, who cheer you on. You do not need, and I said this yesterday, you do not need a bigger audience. You need a better aligned one. So if you are starting off with an audience of 0, babe, you are in a great place because you can start with the right foundation. You need 1,000 loyal fans. That is it. And you nurture those fans and you nurture your community and you build that up. But I want the vision and the mission and the goal to not be, I want a gazillion followers on Instagram tomorrow, because you will be disappointed. You will quit. You will feel like you are failing. I want us to choose not to focus on the numbers, not to focus on the followers, not to focus on a Jumpongers audience, but a better aligned audience. People who speak your speak and who vibe your vibe. Okay? I don't know if that's even in English, but you guys get what I'm saying. All right? Gorgeous. Who's with me? Yes. Okay, gorgeous. The A in fan is for activate the connection. How many of you by show of hands, are feeling like you post and you are immediately ghosted? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, you perform and then you disappear. So you're feeling like you are forgettable. And it actually makes you feel like what you have to offer is not necessarily special in some way, doesn't stand out in any way. Okay? I want you to reframe this and see that if you build rituals, language, engagement loops. Alex, we are not seeing a presentation, my darling. I am the presentation. Okay, if we were looking at my PowerPoint skills, this would be a different bloody workshop. Okay, so listen and take notes. And let me just say something about showing up and taking notes, and why I want your cameras on, and why I want you with me in the room, and why I want you waving and yesing and nodding and being here. Part of what we're talking about and part of what we're delving into is showing up for yourself. I want the Stephanie on this conversation today, and the Alex on this conversation, and the Lama on this conversation, who shows up for herself in 100% true authenticity and has the power and conviction in who she is to say, this is me. This is me on a Wednesday bloody morning, and I am standing in my power. I am showing up. So can we all, before we take one step further, just commit to that and not worry about bloody power presentations or anything like that? Yes, I love it. Woo! Okay, we're in the mood. Okay, where was I? We were on the A, which is activate the connection, right? So we're talking about building rituals, language, engagement loops. Your people need to feel like they belong. They need to feel like we are in this community here, and no matter what, Claudine has my back. And the truth is the members of my community know that I do have their back. And it is because I genuinely care. And remember, on day one, we were talking as, people seeing sales as sleazy and something we hate doing, right? And we spoke about reframing and seeing sales as a service. If you can see that the work that you do for your community is the greatest service on the bloody planet. I know I am here on this Zoom changing lives. Whether one person is watching or 1,000,000 people are watching, if one life is changed, I have a moral obligation to show up for you. And I have said it before, and I will keep saying it again. That is what you want out of your community. Because consistency, write this down, and I'm going to say it up close so you can hear me. Consistency is how strangers become super fans. Consistency. If you tell your audience you are going to show up every day on a particular platform, or if you tell your audience, and I spoke to you guys quite candidly about this on day one, because my audience is in South Africa, I am building a new tribe in a new town. So when you guys registered for this, I prayed to the gods of the universe that someone at least please show up, because it's pretty damn tough to talk to a camera and show up in that way, but I would have done it. Because my word is all I've got, my word to myself and my word to my community. Okay? The N is nurture with value and vibe. What do I mean value and vibe? You're trying to sell to cold audiences, or you're waiting too long before you show up consistently. So what's happening is your audience is forgetting you. Tell me if you can relate to that. Okay. I want you to reframe this and imagine how you would like to warm them up, turn them into super fans, and guide them into aligned offers that you present with your vibe, your joy, your greatest expression. You guys show up. I love that Alex said to me, Claudine, where's the bloody presentation? Babes, I'm the presentation. This is my vibe. This is who I am. If you don't like it, arriva bloody derchi. There is some other coach who is waiting for you on the other side of a presentation. You need to connect with a mentor, a coach, somebody who has a vibe that you say, I can see that that person has been through what I have been through or is going through what I am going through, and I connect to this human because they are showing up 100% as who they are. I do not want Stephanie, Lulu, Lama, Shauna, Jeanette, Alex, Sam to go and study how to give a perfect webinar, the perfect masterclass, and show up and give a perfect webinar and masterclass that doesn't have vibe. I want you to consider all of your content, and I want the first thing that you consider for your audience is, what is the vibe I am showing up with? What is the vibe? I have a toddler. I slept for 3.5 minutes last night. Okay. I would love to be getting a massage right now. My neck and shoulders, I don't know what planet they're on in terms of pain. Okay. But I was like, I need to show up as the best version of me for Stephanie. Shauna's here. She's been here on the daily. I better make sure that I'm showing up for Shauna. Okay. So I want you to use this simple fan framework when it comes to creating not only community, culture, and adoring fans. Okay. For those of you who have just gone through the framework with me and you're going, Claudine, I'm not an influencer. Now, I used to think that only influencers knew how to grow a real community. Okay. You don't need to be an influencer. You need to influence una persona. Okay, that is my Spanish or Italian. I don't know. Deeply. Una persona deeply. Okay. People follow connection, not perfection. We spoke about perfection on day one. It is holding you back. Cut those cords. Let go. Let go. Do your homework. Post on the live. Post live in the Facebook. Show up. Do the things. Get out of your comfort zone. Okay? Stop waiting to be perfect, because I will tell you, you will wait your whole damn life and you will achieve nada. You see, the algorithm worshippers want you to believe that you need to dance for attention. You do not need to be an influencer. You need to be influential. Write that down. No one, now for those of you who are going, no one will care about my comedy, what is funny, what is special about me. Okay, I told myself that my content, because I was doing like my vibe is very, for those of you who have like seen my Instagram or like seen my socials, you'll see that a lot of my content, especially when I like am working with big brands, a lot of it is like sketch in public, embarrassing myself. That's my vibe. Okay. Love to do it. Love to show up in, I mean, I don't know what sort of karma, dharma, what did I do in a past life? I don't know. Okay. But the story I had repeated in my head is that my content isn't meaningful enough or wasn't meaningful enough. You have no idea who is secretly waiting for your perspective, your vibe, and your humor. The moment you start sharing truthfully, it's the moment that people start actually caring authentically. Because you see, they want you to believe that your art has to be viral in order to be valid. The truth is, you're not for everyone, but you're everything for someone. Focus on that someone. I am dropping flames today. If you are feeling me, Lulu, put some flames in the bloody comments, everybody. And let me know if you're resonating, because are we alive? What is going on? Good. Okay. For those of you who are feeling like you need to already be famous to have a community, I believed that visibility came first and then community. I want you to build the community first, and that is what will make you visible. Fame follows connection, and it is not the other way around. You see, they'll sell you fame, and then they'll ghost you when it doesn't come. But fame is actually a byproduct, because community is the strategy. Community is the strategy. And when we talk about community, I want you to think today, or the goal for this week, this month, is how do I get 10 humans who are vibing my vibe? 10. Is there anybody on here who does have quite a significant social following? And there's no judgment either way, big or small, as you guys may or may not. I don't have a major following on social media at the moment. Exactly what is a significant number? I would say, and we spoke about it yesterday, and I was like, it's 1,000. I keep getting confused whether it's 1,000 or 100, but I actually would say 100 true fans. You can have a really thriving big business on 100 true fans who want what you got. Okay. So for those of you who are saying, mine is Jane, hold on, wait, the comments are going fast here. Okay, so switching to comedy. Yes. And you, Jane, I just want to talk to you about like different, so that's brilliant. I'm very happy that Jane brought this up as well. Mine is, oh no, it went to my meeting recap. Anyway, Jane, I basically have a whole lot of different content pillars that I speak about, or I perform in, or I put on socials. So as we spoke about yesterday, your journalism is part of your superpower. It's part of your package. You don't ignore it and go into the one world and leave behind the other. I show up as this Claudine, whether I'm doing comedy, whether I am on a podcast, whether I am on national bloody television. This is who you're getting, right? And that is the same that I want for you. I've got 1,000, but I do not. Steph got you, and that is. I want you to reframe that. I want you to reframe that you do not think that is significant, because as I say, so I want to tell you a story. Oh, I've got cold shivers because Steph is talking about this now. So in 2022, people ask me why I left South Africa. I was hijacked at gunpoint living in South Africa in 2021. And the first thing I thought when I had two guns like this, either side of the car, was thank you, God, a million times that my baby is not in this car. Thank you, God, a million times. And I went home and I said to my husband, we have papers for the UK, put those papers in. And for me to make the decision to leave everything I knew, the connections, I could phone the corporates that I want to. I was in touch with Comedy Central. I was in touch with, Comics Choice Awards. And I had these people, these connections at the palm of my hand. And I was like, I know that I am meant for something that is global. I know. And I know actually from being in South Africa, and if I stay in South Africa, I'm going to be kept small. So we put our papers in, and Brexit took about 2 years, however long it was. And in the meantime, I was like, I've suffered with body dysmorphia my entire life. I've always felt I was too big. I've always been told, Claudine, you're too large for the industry. You remember the story I told you on day one? So I was like, what's a really powerful way I can get over my body dysmorphia by taking massive action? And I was like, I'm going to enter Mrs. South Africa. I'm going to become a beauty queen. Now, let me tell you, Jane, what I knew about beauty queening. Zilch. Zero. Nada. Okay? Absolutely nothing. But I went into this competition going, crown or no crown, I am a winner. If I can leave that stage, having walked on national television in a white see-through costume with my bloody labia hanging out, what in the world? Sorry, Sam. Sam just threw up in his mouth a little bit. But if I can do that, what in the world can I not do? I am bloody unstoppable. And when I talk about the amount of women who messaged me and said, Claudine, I didn't know you before this competition. I saw you on that runway. You inspired me. You changed my life. How do I join the community? How do I work with you? How do we get more of you? So those 1,000 people who are sitting on your Instagram are waiting to be inspired, my angel. They are waiting for you to show up fully in your see-through white costume with your cellulite and labia hanging out on national bloody television. This is why I say to you guys, and I said this yesterday, sometimes I hope the SABC burned down, which is like our BBC studios. Okay, I really do hope the SABC burned down. I hope they don't see this, but cringe. But also at the same time, you don't realize how your cringing and you showing up as you is going to change the life of even one human. They may not seem like they are engaged. Let me tell you something. They are watching you. They are watching and they are waiting to be in your bloody inner circle. The moment I raised my prices, my world changed. Because I stopped trading my time for money, and instead I traded value for money. I know the way I can impact the lives of other humans because I have done it again and again and again. I raised my prices and people showed up ready to pay. Ready to pay. Stop undervaluing yourself. Stop undervaluing yourself. When I first got to this country, I was selling comedy tickets at £7.90, 3 for 1, half off. I had no bloody confidence. And then I was like, wait, if I'm implementing the exact same systems that I've used with celebrities, with Fortune 500 companies in South Africa, if I'm implementing those same frameworks here, I better bloody raise my prices. And now if you want a VIP day with me, absolute pleasure, babes, it is £100,000. Okay? So raise your prices. Stop undervaluing your damn self. Back to what I was saying, off the tangent. Okay, so to say that your audience is too small and it doesn't matter, Stephanie, as I said, I used to ignore my own numbers because they felt so insignificant. And when I say ignore, tried to ignore them, but was hyperly fixated at the same time. Like, yay, one more follower. Oh, I lost a follower. Oh, you do not need thousands. You need resonance. 100 true fans can build your business, fund your shows, amplify your voice. They may laugh at your low numbers while chasing vanity metrics. That's very hard to say. But small doesn't mean weak. Small means mighty and intentional. For those of you who are feeling like, I am 38 years old, I am in my 40s, I am in my 80s, I am in my 100s, okay? It is too late for me to bloody grow a fan base. Let me just tell you something. And I've said this before, part of the reason I am running this challenge is because I have spent 2 decades failing and learning and growing and messing up. I've done the hard work so that you don't have to. It is not too late. My whole dream, mission, vision, goal is to compress decades into days for you. It is not too late. It is not too late to start. Start now. I thought I had missed the window like everyone because they had already claimed their audience. And what happened to me is I started to build my audience in COVID. Then I had a baby and then I went online and I didn't show up consistently. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've missed everything. You are right on time. Let me give you the freedom to say you are right on time. The right audience is still looking for you. Community is timeless. What matters is that you start now. Lama, you leave this conversation today, my angel, and I want to see you showing up on YouTube like it's nobody but Lady. Hello and welcome to the Lama Sword Show. I mean, that is the coolest bloody name on the planet. Is that your stage name or real life name?
Stage name.
Genius. Yesterday we spoke about, so have you watched the replays? If you haven't, yesterday we spoke about like the importance of embodying a stage name, like Beyonce needed to show up as Sasha Fierce. Love it. You got it. Okay. Because the truth is, they may want you to feel irrelevant, so you stop sharing your brilliance, or you may feel irrelevant, so you stop sharing your brilliance, but it is not too late. It is right on time for the people who need you. If you are feeling I'm not good at social media, I felt tech challenge, okay? For those of you who have seen how I run my Zoom, I'm like, where's the comments? I've lost the comments. What's going on here? Okay, you do not need to be good at an app. You need to be good at connection. And you know what will happen? Everybody on the call will go, okay, she's not that great with tech. We'll forgive her. Because they're not here for the bloody slideshows and the tech. Okay? Social media is just a vehicle. Connection is the actual engine. They want you to believe that you're too far behind to actually catch up. You do not need more tools. You need more truth. You need more truth. If you're feeling me, give me a I'm alive, I'm still here. Claudine, we're still awake. Fantastic. Okay. For those of you who are feeling like, and even if you're a performer, you can be Bruce Willis is a very famous introvert. Okay. For those of you who feel that only extroverts can build audiences, I believed I had to be super loud, super flashy, always on, always speaking about how amazing bloody life is, even when I didn't feel like showing up. You can build a quiet, thoughtful, magnetic brand that is rooted in presence and not performance. You do not need to chase attention. You need to earn trust. Because you see, often it looks like they reward noise. They award, you know, loud and big, not nuance. But your people are craving reality. You do not have to be loud, you have to be true. Now, people will think I'm desperate or cringy for trying to build a following or for showing up on social media. And we spoke a little bit, Lulu mentioned cringe the other day. And I've mentioned several stories of how I still full body cringe about some of the shit that I've done in public, okay? And there was a part of me that even though I was showing up like that, I was terrified of being seen as like thirsty and desperate and trying hard. And the truth is, I was thirsty and I was desperate and I was trying hard. But the moment I let go and I realized that, oh, wait, you're not begging, you're inviting. It's not desperate to serve, to gather, to lead. It's generous. They mock people for trying while they secretly wishing that they had the guts to do what you do. Cringe is the price of entry, my angels, and connection is the award. Okay? For those of you who are feeling like I consistently have to be online, I've got to stay relevant, I've got to keep up with the trends. Okay, and part of the reason why I've focused on these 100 true fans and like building community, that's been really important to me. So I've kind of, socials has not been my main focus. And you'll see there's times where I'm super consistent and then I don't show up consistently. And it is a focus now because especially in my new like goal is to like really get out there globally. So, I do realize that I've got to start showing up consistently. And I thought I would burn out from consistently posting, and I was actually burning out from consistently posting, and it was because I was trying to stay relevant. Top of the pops. What's trending on X? You do not need to post every day. You need to matter when you do. Depth trumps frequency, always. Relevance is earned through resonance. They want you to be inconsistent, exhausted, overwhelmed, not empowered. I want you to be remembered, not just be seen. For those of you who are feeling like no one's watching anyway, what's the point? I have had so many times in my life where I've showed up on social media, driven to radio stations at 5 a.m. in the morning, No one is listening. No one's watching. I felt invisible and I was like, is this even worth it? Let me tell you something that I have an agent in South Africa. I've got an acting agent. And when I say that I give my agent, or I have given my agent more jobs than my agent has given me, I mean it. When Netflix phones me, they phone me. Okay? You never know who is quietly watching, who is healing, who is laughing, who is deciding that you are their person. I am not for everybody. I am not everybody's cup of tea. I am loud, I am South African, and I am baba. Don't know what the word is. I am there. Okay? Whatever that is. Okay? I am not everybody's cup of tea, and that is okay. What I am going to absolutely request of you, or not even request of you, if just somebody say, coach me, coach. Somebody say, coach me. Is it all right if I coach you? Coach me, coach. Okay? Have a mentor. You do not need to do this alone. And as I am saying this to you, I'm saying this to me because that has been my greatest gift. That has been my greatest thing, to not have to do this alone. I'm telling myself again, you do not have to do this alone. Have a mentor, have a coach, have somebody who has been there, who can hold your hand, who can cry with you after your shitty performance that in the grand scheme of things means nothing. Okay? Just because the audience is silent, it does not mean they are not listening, and it doesn't mean what you are putting out is not sacred. You see, they want you to give up before the echo becomes applause. They are not ignoring you. They are warming up to you. Stephanie and Lulu have been here since day one. On day one, they're probably like, who the hell is this chick? Who the hell is this chick? By day 3, they're like, okay, a little bit out there. By day 6, they're going to love me. Love you, love you. By day 6, they're going to bloody love me. Okay? And also, if they do not love me, that is okay. I truly am okay with it. Do you know when my life started changing with sales? When I started to know that if you buy the VIP ticket, I know, and I told you on day 1, that the transformation comes in the transaction. The moment you pay for something, something happens in your head that says, I'm ready to go all in. I'm ready to take this thing seriously. Okay? So whether you buy the VIP or you don't, I know that I have put in so much value. I have over-delivered. I have over-delivered. So whether you buy from me or you don't, I don't care. And I mean that. I mean that. Because the moment you can stop being, I need the sale, and I am desperate, the right people will come to you. The right clients will come to you. You've all worked with some disaster audiences, some disaster clients, some disaster directors, whatever it is, okay? And that absolutely comes from a place of desperation for the sale. On that note, angel doves, I need some ahas, some takeaways, some moments, some breakthroughs, some breakdowns, some what did we love? What did we hate? Tell me everything. Wait, Lulu, I can't hear you, my love. Can anybody else hear Lulu? No, we can't. No, nada. Okay, we'll come back. Lulu, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Anybody else want to share? Alex, hello, my love.
I've unmuted, but I'm unsure what I'm going to say. This has been really, really helpful. I just want to applaud your enthusiasm. I wasn't ready for this when I came on the call, but I feel very ready and inspired now. So I just want to shout out and say that. It's quite interesting to ask about, obviously it's like how to monetize what you're doing. But when you, what if you don't want fame necessarily? You just want to create and be paid to create something of worth. Because I still want, like, what's resonated with me, it's like I still want my audience, and I think the smaller audience absolutely makes sense, because I was thinking on a huge scale, and that was the only way I was going to make the success of this. And then so that took me to like 5 years down the line every time, so I couldn't think about where to start. So that's been really helpful. But within this, if you don't want fame, is it all still relevant? It's recognition, I guess. That's essentially what you've been saying.
Please celebrate Alex immediately. Alex, everybody. Alex coming with the fire questions.
I'll take it.
You take it, girl. You claim it. Alex, do you know what's so beautiful about not doing something for fame? Is it keeps and we were talking about this yesterday, it keeps the sales part of what you are doing in service to others. And as I say, if you are starting with uno follower, por favor, okay? Or if you are starting with, and I said yesterday, a lot of my clients, people that I work with, hundreds of thousands of followers on socials and zero money in terms of not able to monetize from those hundreds of thousands because they don't know the business side. They don't know how to turn it into a career, because none of us knew. They didn't teach us this stuff at drama school, which is why I am doing it. Because I was like, if only the Claudine of 10 years ago knew this stuff, I would have saved me 10 years. I would have compressed that entire decade into these 6 days. Why did no one tell me? So, Alex, I want you to focus. The fact that you are not focusing on fame is 100% speaks to how you are leaning into your authenticity, which is the right thing to do. You are leaning into the fact that it is about service to others, even if it is I make people laugh. That is what I do. If you are out there performing in comedy shows and that is your act of service, that is your act of service. Okay? So I want you to focus on 100 adoring fans. 100 people who are vibing your vibe. Okay? You got this, girl. You got this. Alex, everybody. Gorgeous. Who's next?
I would like to pitch in.
Yes.
I'm now regretting that I couldn't join yesterday and the day before, but
yes, me too.
I wrote so many things I couldn't catch up. I was like, this is gold. I have to write all of it. To me, like, I am aspiring to have like, yeah, fame, like the end goal to have my picture on a freaking billboard and have like thousands and thousands of people buying my ticket. But then also, I'm enjoying this process of starting from zero and meeting so many people. And also, the other day I was thinking about this. It's not just about meeting so many people and so many audience. It's about letting them meet me, because I am doing this and it's mind-blowing. Sometimes when I'm on stage, I cannot, my brain is like, what, you're doing this, you're telling you're telling jokes, people are laughing. All of the things you said, when you said the most thing that I liked about you don't have to stop waiting to be perfect. And the first thing that clicked in my mind, that there is an open mic tomorrow that I've been contemplating, should I go, should I not, should I go, should I not? And I'm like, after this, immediately I'm gonna like message the MC. I'm like, please,
Yes.
can I be on? I don't have materials, but I have to be on. I have to be on. So thank you for that. I absolutely love this, and I can't wait for the next days.
Give it up for Llama Sword with the coolest name and the coolest vibe. Amazing. Beautiful. Llama, you'd go and you do those 5 bloody minutes and you put yourself out there and you be vulnerable and you do what you got to do. Absolutely. And for me, can I tell you something? Maybe it's because I haven't reached a level of fame where it's become invasive yet. So I don't necessarily it's not like a big goal, like I want to be famous. But for me, it's I find fame really fun. Like the first time I was on a billboard, I was like driving past Santon, filming photos, and then I realized, oh, I'm the only person doing that. There's nobody else taking photos of this billboard but me, you know. But I find it fun. I really do. Like showing up for events, give me a red carpet, girl. I will, oh, the false eyelashes are on, the tan, the hair is done. Give me a reason to like have my nails done. I'm in there. I love it. For me, it is fun. I really enjoy it. So there is no shame in going, my goal is fame. My goal is fame. But what I would recommend also is that, and what allows you to connect to the core of you as a performer or you as a selling your service, most importantly, whatever that service is thinking of it as an act of service. The fame is the byproduct, remember? The fame is the byproduct. The act of service is the core. Gorgeous. Who's next? Talk to me, people. Jane, hello, my love. Sam, we're coming to you after.
Hello. Just in terms of creating a community, I've just followed Llama and Stephanie on Instagram. So there you go. Because you just think, oh, that sounds really interesting. I'd follow everyone else, but I haven't got your. Oh, Sam, are you on Instagram?
Do you know where, Jane, do you know where they all are? They're all doing their homework in my Facebook group. They all
Okay.
out there. That's where you'll find all of them. They all
okay. Well, I'm sort of doing the Instagram things that I can find anyway.
Good. Feel free to share. Totally.
And
sorry, Jane,
I was just going to say, kind of, and this comes from sort of a working class, I suppose, perspective. What do you recommend? Sort of like the VIP thing looks amazing, and having some coaching with you would be incredible. So I suppose for a lot of us, it's like, where do you get the funding to kind of invest in it? Because it's something that you think, yeah, absolutely. I don't buy myself amazing clothes, and my glasses were a bit expensive, but I need them to see. Where do you generate the money to kind of invest in yourself? So I know it's out there somewhere, and that's part of the process anyway. So, and I absolutely get you saying you put your prices up, because as a journalist, I used to be asked a lot to write stuff for charities or, for good works, and I did. But it was only actually when I started to say, no, if you want me to write for you, you're going to have to pay me. And that works, because then your self-respect and your profile goes up. But it kind of then turns into, you've got to invest in yourself and create your community again while you're code switching to another career. So that's my dilemma.
Jane, I got you, girl. I got you. You weren't here on day one. On day one, my baby, I said that sorry for people who are hearing this again, I basically went to university. After university, I got what felt like the opportunity of a lifetime to go and meet with the top agent in South Africa. I took my CV. He took one look at me, didn't even look at the CV. Claudine, you're too large to be on television. You're too large to be, sorry, you're too large to be in the industry. That was his words. I was broken, Jane. I was broken. Okay. How many of you have ever been looked directly in the eye and felt completely unseen? That's what happened. Amen. That is what happened. Okay. And I realized in that moment that the opinions of others is how much the opinions of others mattered to me and how much I was waiting for approval.
Yeah.
And how much I needed these gatekeepers to tell me that I was funny and sexy and thin enough to enter a beauty contest, qualified enough to be on TEDx, funny enough to be on Netflix. Until I made the decision to stop waiting and start doing. On my dream board, there was a picture of Amy Poehler and underneath a quote that said, "Improv is like the military, we leave no man behind." I felt left behind by an industry that promised me that I would get in by talent. In that moment, I made a decision to go all in on myself. I had just finished university, Jane. I had student loan, debt, all of the stuff. Absolutely not. When I say not a rand, because that is the currency we use, not a rand to my name. I applied for every single grant, funding application, scheme, whatever the country had to go and improve myself to get so damn good at me that they couldn't ignore me. And you know when the biggest aha and the biggest change came in is when that money came into my bank account and I knew I needed that money for groceries, for living, for life, for this, for that. And instead of spending it on money for groceries and living and life, I transferred all that money to all the top schools in New York, LA, Chicago, on an air ticket to go and study for as long as possible, live there for as long as possible, to become so good at me that no one could ignore me. And the transformation was in the transaction, because what happened to my brain when I spent more money than my eyeballs had ever seen, and in dollars, you must understand that it is times the rand to the pound is times 24 at the moment, divided by 24 for a rand. Okay, the pound is more. My mind, I'd never seen more money. I was like, I've won the lottery. And spending that amount of money on self-developing and becoming so good at me that they couldn't ignore me changed the trajectory of my life, was worth every single penny. So where there is a will, Jane, there is a way.
Yeah.
There is a way. And you know what? Can I tell you what happened once I stopped working for free?
Yeah.
Once I stopped working for free, the right people came to me, the people who could afford me.
Yeah, that is so
People
true.
who couldn't afford me made a plan to afford me. Made a plan to afford me.
I'm doing that now.
Good. Jane, I bloody love you. Good. Absolutely. Because let me tell you something. And Jane, I want you to know this as a journalist. Alex, I want you to know this as a funny, hilarious human. Sam, I want you to know this. working for free actually devalues your authority, and it does a disservice. Please zoom in on my lips. It does a disservice to your clients, to your people. And the reason it does, if I didn't have a VIP and if I didn't have an offer at the end of this, which I spoke to you guys about, if I didn't have any of that, how many of you would have, if I said replays are available, how many of you would have shown up, switched on your cameras, gotten dressed, gone, oh, this is another free training. You can go out today, there's 500 bloody free trainings. But the moment you invest, something happens to your brain that says, I am all in. And I want to say something else on this because this is so important, Jane. I want you to reframe the way you see hard work. For years, I believed that the only way to be successful was to work hard. I told you guys that the producers in South Africa wanted to get me a t-shirt that said, I'm Claudine, I'll take 5 minutes, because I would jump on any single stage that I could and just hustle, hustle, hustle. I was the hardest working comedian in the country, and I was the bloody brokest. Okay, maybe I wasn't the brokest, but you know what I mean. I was not making money. I was not profitable. Okay? Look at, when you think of hard work, I want you to think of people who are doing manual labor. If hard work equaled money, people who are doing manual labor should be multi-gazillionaires. Multi-gazillionaires. If you are doing what you love, it will not feel like hard work. And the harder you work, the more resistance you are showing. Do you guys know Myron Golden? Okay, so Myron Golden is one of my mentors. He is absolutely incredible in terms of money and mindset and wealth and accumulation. And he has these 4 steps of value. And he speaks about, I'm going to show you, even with my blurred background and what you can see angel doves, okay? He speaks about these are the 4 levels of value, okay? So first level, number 1, is implementation. Oh my goodness. Implementation. Okay. It's not going to show up, but you'll see. Draw steps like this, lowest level implementation. Now, these are the people who are, you know, I'm talking about people who are like nail technicians, people who are doing your hair at the salon, people who are like implementing work. These people, the max that they are earning per year is around about maybe 80K. And they are doing the hardest work. And the lie that they have bought into is, I need to work harder in order to earn more money. The next step up, unification. These are the managers, okay? The cap with the managers, I think, are 250K, and that is like a well-paying job, and basically your your bosses own you at that level. And the lie that the unifiers have bought into is, I need to get more degrees, or I need to get more qualified in order to earn more money. The level above that is it's not the creatives. Now I've like a creation. It's not the creatives. Oh my goodness, I've just lost it. The level above that, my brain just farted. It literally had a little fart and went into, hold on, I'm not actually having a stroke, God forbid, but let me just look here. Unifies. Okay, I can't. Hold on, please. Pause. Intermission, please. Just don't judge us. Something happened to my brain where it just said, let me look up his levels of value. 4 levels of value. Intermission. Pretend this is not happening. Close your eyes. Okay, communication. It's communication. I lost the word. Okay, communication. All right. Communication is where we start to earn big money. Okay, this is when you use your voice to get your message across. This is when you use your voice to change the lives of others. Okay, and we're talking about tens of millions here. Okay, we're talking about comedians. We're talking about Taylor Swift. We're talking about this. Above that is unification. Oh, above that is imagination. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have butchered this framework, and Myron's a legend. Okay. Above this is imagination. This is when you start to like look at unicorn sorts of money, the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos. This is when you are able to really just create from your imagination. This is like world-class ideas. And from here, the money becomes exponential. My superpower, what I have noticed, is getting people from these two levels to those two. That is my superpower. So I am going to ask you, and the reason I'm teaching you Myron's framework, please go check him out. It is not my framework. The reason I'm teaching this to you is I want you to start working higher, not working harder. Okay? Angel Doves, we have run out of time because it took me 20 minutes for my brain to reload. Okay? What we are going to do is I am going to give everybody a 10-minute like break, interval, chill. In those 10 minutes, for those of you who want to upgrade to VIP, I'm going to give you those 10 minutes to upgrade to VIP. Sam, I know you're with me today. We are going to delve deeper. We are going to go big into just like really getting into the nitty-gritty of this and what is holding you back. And then afterwards, we will discuss what the homework is. I will see you all in 10 minutes. See you in 10. I'm going to play my video. Wait. Oh, not that one. How do I get out of it? Oh my God. No, I can't get out of the bloody video. Oh, this is actually comical.
Claudine is probably the best placed person to break you out of your shell and to show you a new direction in terms of what you
here
are
is the link for VIP for those of you
So,
who want to
yeah,
upgrade and who
highly
don't have
recommend
it. Here's
working
the
with
link.
her. And if you do have the opportunity, jump in with both feet.
Comedy and improv also makes you a better presenter, better speaker, a better listener. I think it makes you a better human altogether. And I think I've been a miserable human without it for so long.
Like love isn't always a big thing that is spoken about when it comes to entrepreneurs and managerial things and go-getters and all that stuff. But love is possibly Claudine's biggest quality.
Hold on.
She's got so much love in everything she does, and a high skill, high aptitude for improv, and there's this care in her heart where she cares about others. So some people in the performance world, it's a tough game, and so you tend to focus on where you're at, where she has enough heart to climb out of her own skin and to really care about where you're at and walk the journey with you. Hey man, she's gonna give you super skills. It's gonna be a wonderful journey. It's gonna kick ass, and you're gonna grow as a performer. If you're not a performer, you're gonna learn skills. You're gonna become a performer. You're gonna learn great improv skills with Claudine. I highly recommend it. She's awesome.
A lot of confidence, like it's brought out a lot of the characteristics that have always been deep inside of me.
that has been my journey from a timid engineer, hiding behind the scenes and just simply looking at life through the camera, through the viewfinder, I should say. And instead, I get to tell my story in front of the camera and help other people tell their story as well. So thank you, Claudine.
It was a really amazing time where I learned really the art of speaking, of making sure that whatever is going on in my mind is finding a clear way and making it to my audience. It didn't matter who I was speaking to or why. Claudine was always in our corner, helping us understand that improv is an amazing way to be open as a creative. And then even as someone outside of the creative space, improv is a way for you to generate new and exciting ideas. It's a way to come out of the shell of a corporate space and really find fun again in living. I'm so glad that I was able to work with Claudine. She has really helped me grow as a performer and as a person. And I can guarantee that she can definitely do that for you.
Before I logged on, I literally couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. And the person I was an hour and a bit ago and the person I am now is two different people. I'm more relaxed. I am feeling more confident. I feel like you've literally changed my life because I've been sitting on top of a proposal for 4 years because I was scared that I'm going to fail. I'm failing because I'm not even trying. So it's showing me that it's okay to fail. So what if I tried and it doesn't work out, but at least I would have tried. I'm really so thankful for you, for this.
Well,
you changed my life. Really. And I hope I can continue with it.
Comedy. Is it difficult? Yes, very. You know what else is difficult? Making characters in your commercials sound like actual human beings, not just like mouthpieces. With Claudine's improv training, what I was able to do is come up with something that was a little bit more funny and had a little bit more character to it. So it wasn't just people mouthpiecing about the product, but rather sounding like actual human beings that talked about something they really enjoyed or cared about. So this is something that interests you. You should talk to Claudine. Literally, she's right there. National treasure, available to you. Contact her.
Claudine Ullman is an incredible coach. She has such a wonderful energy, and she's really able to guide you safely and joyfully through any process. I have always enjoyed working with her and recommend her wholeheartedly.
I was very impressed. I was very just like, wow, this works. This is brilliant. I think if you want to engage and really muscle in with the framework, then you need to do it in person. You need to do 3 days.
So I'm compliance manager, headed up a trade surveillance team within a Japanese investment bank. Before it was really difficult speaking in front of executives and trying to get something that sounded like what I needed to say, what I knew in my head, out to and communicate to those people that were needing the value of what I had to say. And so that was me beforehand, and I really struggled with that and being able to sort of, if you like, be starstruck in front of these types of people. Not thinking I had anything of value to say, but the reality was very different. Really realizing I actually had something to offer that group really made a difference to me and gave me huge amounts of confidence. And sort of since that, like it really has the course that I did really has revolutionized the way that I've been able to communicate and speak to those more senior than me. Like there's a little voice there beforehand saying, but that says, you've got to make sure that you're well prepared. You've got to make sure that, you've got something to say. But then when I'm actually in the room, there's less of that voice saying, oh, you hit like being starstruck, that starstruck voice that's basically freezing me and not allowing me to function and get what I need to get out. And so now I've just that's just totally been revolutionized, really. And actually, soon after the improv course, I actually gave a presentation. So that one of the senior execs in my field said, Scott, we need you to do a presentation. And it was something that my level of management would give over the previous 3 or 4 years I'd been there. And I always felt to myself, there's no way if they ever asked me that I'm actually going to do it. And I had actually the head of my whole department had actually asked me to do one, and I said no. Let me think about it, and I never got back to him. But this time, there was really no going away with it. It's like I had to do it, and anyway, it was in front of 150 people, and it actually went amazingly well. And so many people came on afterwards and said, "Wow, that was unbelievable. We never knew you could do that." So many people like privately saying it was just so interesting what you had to say. Just makes you realize that there's this voice in your head that sometimes you just need to switch off because it really doesn't matter. Care about you, be yourself, and this course gave me that sort of self-confidence, helped give me that additional self-confidence that I believe I needed at that time. Yeah, I would 100% recommend it. It really is something that you would not normally associate with doing this type of improv to like improve your overall sense of worth and being able to present to lots of people and talk to lots of people. But one thing it does do is it really prepares you and enables you to be able to do that. So I would 100% really recommend it, and it really has improved things for myself. Just in general, not just in work, but just in life in general, like being prepared to like risk everything, like not to care so much what people think, what people have to say about you. Being like just trying to be more funny and jokey, and even if it doesn't go down well, it's great. You just laugh at yourself and think, don't take it too seriously. So just things like that. It's worthwhile doing.
Like improv has helped me a lot with just life stuff. Getting to know people. And is essential really just for life. Yeah. When you fall and you fall hard, it sucks and it hurts but there's always more. There's always, if you're open to it. And so I think that's what I learned, especially from the jittery days, because we would have some horrendous moments on stage where you feel like, what's going on? But the beauty of that was like, among other things, listening and being open and being brave and being, all of those things kind of really speak to what you need, I think, when you're immigrating and in life in general. Like you just have to kind of survive and thrive. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no other option. So there are many times where I felt like, or that there was a lot of rejection. But I think because of my training in improv, there definitely was, with every single meeting, I was never desperate. It just takes the desperation out of the thing, You almost are able to present your better and higher self when you are, when you're in a space of whatever, I don't care, this is me, and take it or leave it. Do you know what I'm saying? You just develop the thick skin I'm talking about. You develop this confidence, and that's contagious. I think people like that and they want to be a part of that. And I think that's eventually how I got, I was able to, I didn't spend that long. I saw a lot of people, but like in the matter of like 2 weeks, I had an agent, and stuff that I learned through jittery, through my experiences improving. And I think at the core is being fearless. It's just going, well, what's the worst that can actually happen? And improv absolutely helps you get there because you're unhinged. You literally just, there are rules, but you are kind of free to, you can go right to the boundary if you need to, you know what I'm saying? And that I think improv has helped me a lot with. I feel like the very essence of improv really allows you to not step out of yourself, but step to your highest self, because you are then open to whatever possibilities, you're open to more possibilities, should I say. So I feel like being in a situation where you are now improvising, you are going, that's who I want to be. You know what I'm saying? And you're going, I'm going to be that guy. I'm open and I'm here and I'm listening and I'm not holding back. If something, if you say something, I'm going to respond honestly. I'm not going to plan, and that when you do that, I think you're being authentic and you're operating from your higher self. Have a profession in entertainment, you absolutely have to do an improv class. I think that is necessary. It's not, jittery. And I think I found that out when I started doing improv in Atlanta, because jittery was always so very, like, I felt like of all the troops that I'd worked with, jittery was super, like, professional. And like, at times I was just like, very like, why is it this, like, you know what I mean? And then when I went outside and I saw, like, people have classes and it's like, and then you move up and I could see that this isn't just like a fickle thing. It was really like, this is a tool that can not only improve your acting, but how you operate in the world, and it.
Sam, hello. Has everybody else left us? Stephanie left. Jane left. Lama left. Alex left. Sam, hello.
Hello, you right?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay overall.
Sam, I am going to let's leave this conversation and then rejoin this conversation. I want to just
Okay.
let me just stop sharing. Hold on. Stop the live stream. Hold on. Stop the live stream. Okay, we've stopped the live stream. And let me pause the recording. And then we're going to just